I became a dad at 18, got diagnosed with ADHD at 49, and somewhere between those two moments, I learned that life doesn't wait for you to have it all figured out. I'm Michael Maxwell, and this is Say It Plain with Michael Maxwell. Chaos to clarity. Now, every week, we're cutting through the noise, talking about the stuff that actually matters. ADHD, relationships, marriage, parenting, friendships, mental health, finance, physical health. You know, the real stuff. Real talk, zero fluff, tools that you can use today. Welcome to the conversation. So, this is an interesting one we're having today. So here's the thing about getting diagnosed with ADHD. I thought it was just about my brain, focus, organization, and time management. It turned out to be about my heart too, like literally. My psychiatrist wanted to prescribe stimulants, but before she could, she needed to run some tests and like an EKG, some blood work, the whole deal. I had told her that my energy was low, my motivation was low at times. So, she suspected there might be some other things going on with me, on top of the ADHD. So, she just wanted to make sure that I got checked out. And also she was concerned because I hadn't seen my primary care physician in years. I mean, as a matter of fact, my primary care physician had passed away, and I got this email basically saying, hey, regret to inform you, XYZ, and basically that, we had to choose another primary care if we were staying with the practice. So we did. I think I saw her one time, and after that, I just, didn't care to. It was weird. I kind of had my, my PCP, and I had a kind of rapport going. We had a good thing going, and then, life happens. It is what it is. But anyway, my psychiatrist had a concerns because I hadn't been there in years. And I didn't know it at the time, but that decision to run those tests may have saved my life. Now, here's why. Now, before the diagnosis, I wasn't really taking care of myself. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't living. I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't control what I ate, when I ate, how much I ate. I didn't even exercise. I was just existing, like going through it. I thought everything was good. I saw that I was, getting a little plump and all that good stuff. But, I wasn't really paying attention to it like that. I wasn't concerned. Now, here's the thing. We're all technically dying as we age. That's just life. But my health was compromised in ways that I couldn't even see. And I was just living in blissful ignorance. And that ignorance was killing me. Slowly, I guess we could say, but kind of fast. So here's a wake-up call. I did the test. The EKG, the blood work, all of it. And when the results came back, I got hit with a list. My HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol, was 31. It should have been at least 40. My hemoglobin, my A1C, was 6.3%. That's pre-diabetic range. My testosterone was 146. Normal range should be 250 to 1100. I wasn't even close. And my vitamin D was 9. It should have been at least 30. I was severely deficient. High cholesterol in all the wrong ways. High triglycerides. Questions about my kidneys and my heart. Question marks there too. It's just, I had a lot going on, and I was heading toward diabetes, possibly heart disease, and I had no idea, because until my doctor insisted that I get tested, because she wouldn't prescribe the stimulants without knowing whether my heart could take it, or what impact it might have on me, that I just wasn't going to get the meds. So I kind of had to do it, because I was tired, man. To find out that you've been living your life with one hand tied behind your back and one foot, I don't know, with a heavy ball dragging behind you, just basically not being able to perform to your best. your abilities, to your potential. I really wanted to get out from underneath of that. So if it meant taking those tests, then that's what I had to do. And I'm not going to lie, I was terrified. Like, as long as I didn't know, I could hide in that blissful ignorance. Like, part of me didn't want to know, but the part of me that wanted help, the part that wanted to get to the other side of the ADHD equation, that part was bigger than the fear. Because I wanted that help. I wanted to get myself on track, and that desire was bigger than the part of me that was scared about what those tests might reveal. I was scared. I did it anyway. And I'm not going to lie, like, when those results came in, like, I took control. Because after I got the results, like, it really, like, it lit a fire under my ass, I guess that's the way to put it. Like, I did a 7-day juice fast. I bought a big Berkey water filtration system. I bought an indoor bike. I bought a juicer. I started taking my health seriously, and the results, to summarize it, I lost 18 pounds. My heart health is no longer in question. I'm exercising every day. I watch what I eat, when I eat, how much I eat. I mean, I've even taken control of my physical health. And here's the kicker, right? All of this is happening without any of my medication. I'm not medicated yet, because between doing the test, getting the results, and doing the 7-day fast, and doing the first fast was like a 7-day juice fast. That was, I went and I bought the juicer and, talked to my friend ChatGPT, and we cooked up a recipe of, what might be in my best interest. Because here's the thing, we have interesting tools at our disposal. Not to plug ChatGPT, but here's the truth of the matter. I uploaded the results from my tests into there, and we cooked up a plan, and it became my nutritionist, dietitian, personal trainer, all of that. So it cooked up a plan. We went through it together, and I got the juicer. It gave me the recipes with, understanding that I had to avoid sugar. So most of the recipes I got was like kale, celery, beets, carrots, like cucumber, like green leafy vegetables. Like, I don't even want to, like, ginger is technically not a green leafy vegetable, but ginger and limes and lemons and just stuff that was just good for my system, like filtration and nutrition. But like, I had that for like 7 days. I just drank juice for like 7 days, and they were healthy drinks too. I drank like 16 ounces of juice a day, various juices. And I did that for 7 days. And after I was done with that, I ate like one day, and then I was feeling really good. And I was like, like everybody else, you get on Instagram, watch stuff on Facebook. And I was inspired, curious about what it would be like to do a water fast. So I said I'd try it for 2 days. And then those 2 days became 3, became 4, became 5 and 6 and 7, but all of that happened, remember, without medication. Like, I needed to be cleared before I could be prescribed anything. So I did the work. Like, I went out there, got after it, took control of the situation, like, and it was surprising. It's not just the weight or the heart health. I'm sleeping better because I was dealing with sleep apnea. It was brought on by the weight. I tell you this, I haven't had an episode since I started the fast and lost the 18 pounds. Like, I'm eating better. I'm cooking more. Like for real. I bake bread now. Like weekly. I have this. Well, I guess I'll give a channel a plug because I use it. I don't know. I'm giving my age away. Back in the day, there used to be a talk show host called Jenny Jones. And Jenny Jones has this huge baking channel on YouTube. It's like 10 years old now, and she has millions of subscribers, whatever. She has great recipes, but she has this awesome whole wheat bread recipe that I've been messing around with for like the past week and a half, and it's delicious. Matter of fact, I made some today. Well, tonight, technically, it's nighttime. I made some before I came down here to film. I also this afternoon made some soup. Pumpkin, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, celery, leeks. What else I put in there? Scallions. Yes, ginger, cumin. And there was this I'm giving Home Goods a plug. They're not paying me for this. But there's this mix. It was like a five bean French soup. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff put together, dried tomatoes, all that kind of stuff. And I put all of that stuff together into a soup. Some broth, some chicken bone broth, just add more nutrition to it. And it tastes great. But anyway, I'm doing stuff like that. Like I wasn't cooking before. Like I would cook and this was probably the stuff that was messing with my heart and my cholesterol. I would mess around with like the spicy ramen noodle. There was a spicy ramen noodle that I would murder. I would literally take like 2 packs at a time. Not 2 of the sauces. So I didn't do that. That would be just too much spice and heartburn and flames coming out of places you don't want them to. So anyway, so I would do that regular, like for a while, like every week. I'd have like maybe, sugar. I know that had something to do with what was happening with my blood, with my cholesterol and my heart probably. Oh God. Anyway, ADHD brain. I took off somewhere. Sorry. Yeah, but like I wasn't taking care of myself. But now, like I'm cooking my food because basically, like we had this routine that we would do. There was this restaurant in downtown we'd go to, like almost 2-3 times. We'd have other people's cook food. Not that other people's cook food is bad, but sometimes, man, that stuff would be salty. Sometimes but you're not cooking for yourself. You're not watching what's coming in. You're just at whoever's mercy, whoever's preparing the food. So now I'm cooking my food and I'm loving it. Now I'm baking my bread and I'm loving it. All of these things are happening because of that, just taking control of my life, because I got the results from this test and it was like a kick in the face to be like, hey, you got all of these issues, bro, but they don't have to be. You know what good news it was when I saw that I was pre-diabetic, and even the report, the little insights they give in the report to let you know like this can be addressed. Like this doesn't need medication. So I'm like, oh God, okay, thank God. I don't have to do like medicine or whatever. I don't have to stick myself and check my blood all the time. And I've become more mindful. I help out more around the house. Is it perfect? No. I mean, I'm doing better. I'm not going to list instances of, what I did when I did it or whatever. I'm not looking for kudos, but I am picking up a bit more weight than I used to. And I think Kim appreciates that. I know I do, because it actually feels good. Your partner can lean on you. Like she does her thing usually on a Sunday, because today is Sunday that I'm filming this. On a Sunday, like Kim will do the cooking. She'll cook up and, make food for a couple of days or whatever. It's been me the past couple of Sundays. Like me over here. I've been the one doing that. Shit. Excuse me. Nah, I may not remove that in the edit. I'm sorry. I curse like a sailor sometimes. I'm doing my best right now not to. So, yeah. So is it perfect? No. Do I always get it right? No. But, I like trying now a lot more than I did before, and it's working out good for me. So, and I'm not special. I like to say that what I got going on, you can have going on too. Now, here's the thing, right? What if I never got diagnosed? Can you imagine? Like, I would have just continued on, not just being a burden to my wife, but my health would have fallen to the point where I became diabetic. I probably would have been put on cholesterol medication, blood pressure medication. The sleep apnea probably would have gotten worse. I mean, I could have been in a very bad place in a short space of time. Maybe 1 or 2 more years. The symptoms probably could have gotten to the point where they couldn't be ignored. And then the damage might have been done that couldn't be undone. So I'm thankful that I got the opportunity to learn more about what was going on with my body because of what was going on with my mind. So, it's just what I really take from this is, we don't know what's around the corner sometimes, but it's still worth a look because peeking around the corner changed my life and it may change yours too. Like when I was asked to do the EKG and take the test, I was terrified, but I did it anyway. And to be honest, I'm glad I did because everything that came after has been a plus. My heart has recovered. My body's recovering more every day. My weight is going down. I'm sleeping better. I'm eating better. I'm cooking more. Like I'm really enjoying myself. I'm exercising. Like it's amazing. Like to see where I am today from where I was yesterday and last year and the year before. And listen, I don't know what you have in your mind, what's around the corner that you're scared to see. I don't know what that is for you. I can tell you what it was for me. I knew I had gained weight. Like I knew my clothes weren't fitting the way they used to. I knew that I was slowing down in my body. I knew that I was getting tired during the day a lot. And I knew that I would forget things. I was becoming forgetful. Apparently that's something with the ADHD. You just forget stuff. Not that you forget in the sense of like, if something is brought to you and you don't deal with it in the moment, your brain just pushes it out. It just doesn't keep it. It's like it's either now or it doesn't exist. It's like a now or never. I think Trevor Noah was explaining that in a podcast interview with someone who understood ADHD very well. It's just like, if it's not now in your brain, it's kind of like never. And it will happen a lot with me. Like sometimes we're in a meeting, we're doing a business meeting, and we're talking about some issues, some things that have to be worked out with billing. And every time Kim would bring up something that needed to be addressed, I would in the meeting start doing it, and she'd be like, "Well, what are you doing that? Like write it down. You'll get to it later." And in my head, I knew that if I didn't tackle it right then, it wasn't getting tackled, because you kind of know yourself after a while. But I don't even know how I ended up on that tangent right there. That's ridiculous. Anyways, sorry. Back to what I was saying. I don't know what it is that you don't want to know, or you think you don't want to know, or you're scared to know. But I'm going to tell you that it's okay. It's not the worst thing to know, because we can't get too comfortable in ignorance, especially when our mental, physical health are concerned. Don't ignore the signs or the symptoms, because when things break, sometimes they can't be repaired. So let's not get to that point. So here's a tool that I want you to take today, and I'll call this the peek around the corner. This is the thing you want to do. Acknowledge what you've been avoiding, what tests you've been putting off, what doctor appointments you've been skipping, what symptoms have you been ignoring. Write it down and ask yourself honestly, what am I afraid of finding out? And then ask, what could I gain by knowing? Take the first step, make the appointment, schedule a test, ask for the referral. Even if you're scared, do it anyway. Because here's what I know now. The fear of knowing is nothing compared to the cost of not knowing. Peeking around the corner changed my life. It may change yours too. Like for real. So, in short, I thank you for coming. I thank you for hanging out. And today's action, we're going to peek around the corner, acknowledge what you've been avoiding, ask yourself honestly what you're afraid of, and take the first step. That's how you go from chaos to clarity, one step at a time. And then next week, we're going to give yourself grace. Why perfection is the enemy and how to show up anyway. You're not going to want to miss it. Until then, take what works, leave what doesn't, and keep showing up. I'm Michael Maxwell. This is Say It Plain with Michael Maxwell. Chaos to clarity. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you next time. Okay. I think we're done.